One's Julia LeBlanc joining us live outside St. Francis Hospital this morning. Julia, what are our state leaders saying about this latest surge?
Good morning to you. Well, with the holiday weekend coming up this weekend, Governor Ned Lamont is saying that you need to know who you're sitting at the table with coming up on Friday and Saturday and even Sunday, and you need to know their vaccination status, because if you don't and if they're not vaccinated, he says you might want to still be wearing a mask even if you are fully vaccinated, even with a booster at this point. And that is because Governor Ned Lamont says later on this morning. We're live in Hartford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
All right. Thank you, Julia. There we are.
LeBlanc is joining us live right outside St. Francis Hospital with more on what our state leaders are saying. Julie, good morning.
Good morning, Tim and Erica. Well, with the holiday weekend coming up, Governor Ned Lamont says it's a good idea to know who you are sitting at that dinner table with, and it's also a good idea to know what their vaccination status is. If you do not know that information, Governor Ned Lamont says maybe you should be wearing a mask even if you are vaccinated. Obviously, the state's COVID-19 website, that is ct.gov/COVID vaccine. The governor says that there is a QR code on there that you can scan just by holding your phone up to it, opening the camera app, and then you can access the passport that way, and then you can enter your information in. We are live in Hartford this morning. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Julia, thank you for that update. We'll check back in with you again soon. It is live with some of the doctor's answers. Julia, good morning.
Good morning, Tim and Erica. We caught up with Dr. David Bannock of UConn Health, and he says before you gather around the table this holiday weekend, you should probably consider who you're going to be sitting next to. He says you might want to ask yourself the questions: are these people vaccinated, and are they a part of the vulnerable population when it comes to getting infected with COVID-19? Is it going to make them have a more severe infection if they do catch COVID? Dr. Bannock says you may also want to consider getting tested for. We're obviously paying very close attention to that, collecting more data here to see how the new variant Omicron may impact people who are a part of that vulnerable population and people who might not be vaccinated. Once we have that data, he says we'll be able to tell if the infection really is less severe than other variants we have seen thus far. We're live in Hartford this morning. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Julia, thanks so much for that.
St. Francis Hospital. Julia, what are our state leaders saying about this?
Good morning, Tim and Erica. Well, as we're heading into the holiday weekend, Governor Ned Lamont says it's a good idea to know who you are gathering with and what their vaccination status is. Again, as we head into the holiday weekend and you get ready to head over to your family or friend's house, if you do not know if they're vaccinated, even if you're vaccinated, Governor Lamont says it is still a good idea to wear a mask when you are inside and obviously when you're not eating. Again, there are hundreds of COVID-19 testing sites across the state. A lot of them, however, do require appointments. There are a select few that are drive-through testing sites that do not ask you to sign up. One of them right here behind us at St. Francis, starting at 8:30 this morning. No appointment needed. It is a drive-through testing in their parking garage, but do expect to be waiting in line if you plan to do that today. Many are also closed on Christmas Eve. We're live in Hartford this morning. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
All right, Julia, thanks so much. All right, 8:08 right now. And new Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc is joining us now with the answer. She's live outside St. Francis Hospital. Julia, good morning.
Good morning, Tim and Erica. Yeah, we caught up with Dr. David Bannock of UConn Health, and he says before we head into the holiday weekend, you're going to want to consider who you may be gathering at the table with. Ask yourself the question, is everybody vaccinated, and will I be sitting next to people who are in the vulnerable? We'll be following very closely. Now, there are hundreds of testing sites for COVID-19 across the state of Connecticut. Governor Ned Lamont says we have 400. They are working on expanding the hours of 20 of those sites, plus they're going to be adding a handful more over the next couple of weeks as we are in the thick of the holiday season now. There are some testing sites, like right here at St. Francis Hospital behind us here, that do not require appointments. Those are limited throughout the state, though. We're live in Hartford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Julia, thanks so much. All right, 9:08 right now. And
LeBlanc joins us now live outside St. Francis Hospital. Julia, what are our state leaders saying?
Good morning to you, Tim and Erica. Yeah, our state leaders and our top doctors are saying that you need to know who you are gathering with if you're going to be gathering this holiday weekend. You need to know who those people are and whether or not they are vaccinated. If they are not vaccinated, and even if you are, they say you might want to consider still masking up, even if you've been fully vaccinated and if you've gotten your booster, because Dr. of a Zoom call with Dr. Wu with Hartford Healthcare, and he says that right now we are seeing a spike in COVID-19 here in Connecticut, and he says to expect that to continue and to rise, cases to rise over the next couple of weeks because of this holiday season. One of the best things he says right now, again, even for those who are fully vaccinated and have their boosters, is to wear a mask when you are inside, when you're not eating. He says we know that provides protection. In Hartford this morning, Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Okay, Julia, thank you so much. All right, 10